Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? We do have some breaking news for you guys today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Not going to talk about price too much, but there you go. That's the price of XRP. Guys, let's get into this right here. Breaking. Ripple has filed its redacted reply to the SEC's opposition to Ripple's motion for summary judgment. As you can see here, you got Brad Garlinghouse chiming in. Initially, Stuart Alderton chimes in, the general counsel at Ripple, says Ripple's reply brief is public. You can view it here. It is currently 65 pages long. He says, this is our final submission where we ask the court to grant judgment in our favor. After 2 long years, Ripple is proud of the defense we've mounted on behalf of the entire crypto industry. We have always played it straight with the court. Can't say the same for our adversary. All right, so this is it, guys. It's it right here. You guys watching this video right now. And again, do smash like, subscribe. This is breaking off the press. This is just from 1 hour ago. This ain't no 1 day old, 1 week old, 1 month old. This is 1 hour old off the press. This is Ripple's final submission. This is the final submission to the court. We are in the last mile in the marathon of what has been the SEC lawsuit, the war against the SEC. So this is the final submission where they ask the court to grant judgment in our favor. After 2 long years, we're here, guys. The final submission to get judgment in Ripple's favor. Brad Garlinghouse chimes in saying, I said it on day 1. We will aggressively fight to get clear rules for the entire industry in the United States. Congrats to all of Team Ripple for getting us to this point. Ripple stood strong and withstood the SEC's onslaught. I look forward to being on the right side of justice. So this is the reply brief here. It is 65 pages long. As you can see, I already tried to do the Control F Hinman. There is one mention of Hinman in here that is not redacted. So if you want to look at the table of contents here, got a lot of stuff from Ripple, okay? Because we can't read the whole 65 pages in this video, but we can try to, cover some general stuff from this brief. But most importantly, got to stay tuned for the next Jeremy Hogan video as he dissects this whole 65-page reply brief. So the SEC has failed to prove the existence of any... Okay, I thought this was a normal file, not a PDF. Okay. The SEC has failed to prove the existence of any investment contracts governing defendants' offers and sales of XRP. Defendants' XRP transactions were not offers and sales of investment contracts under the Howey test. SEC's brief confirms it cannot prove an, quote, investment of money. The SEC's brief confirms it cannot prove a common enterprise. Controlling precedent forecloses the SEC's claims. And the SEC cannot prove horizontal commonality. Vertical commonality is insufficient, and the SEC cannot prove it. The SEC's remaining common enterprise arguments attack straw men. XRP holders do not reasonably expect profits from the defendant's efforts. All right, I support Ripple in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, and I understand what they're saying in the court of law, that there can be no reasonable expectation of profits from Ripple's efforts in the absence of any obligations to XRP holders. XRP holders do not reasonably expect profits from defendants' efforts. Okay, here's the one thing. I want to say this very, very quietly. As a 5-year-long XRP holder, I do kind of expect profits from the efforts of Ripple. I know in the lawsuit that's not what they're saying. I know in the lawsuit Ripple is saying that XRP holders do not reasonably expect profits from defendants' efforts. But I want to say this really quietly because I don't want the SEC or Gary Gensler to hear me. But as an XRP holder, I do kind of expect profits from Ripple's efforts, positioning XRP to be a global settlement system for banks all across the world. I am expecting profits, but in terms of court of laws type of stuff and expecting profits from a investment contract, that kind of thing, no. But I don't know. I just had to give my 2 cents in there. XRP holders cannot reasonably expect profits from Ripple when profits are attributable to market forces. That is true, but again, at the same time, I do kind of rely on Ripple's developments to kind of help bump up the liquidity and the price of XRP. Again, I want to say that very quietly. I hope no one at the SEC or the judge watching this video. All right, the individual defendants are entitled to summary judgment on offers to sell and sales on foreign exchanges. The SEC has raised no genuine dispute of material fact as to the individual defendants' XRP sales on foreign exchanges. The individual defendants' transfers of XRP to GSR were not sales, did not pass title, and did not create irrevocable liability. Ripple's really getting him on the technicalities here. The SEC's remaining arguments that the defendants' sales were somehow domestic are likewise foreclosed by the facts and the law. The SEC ignores that GSR is a foreign entity. The SEC has not raised a genuine dispute of fact as to the individual defendants' offers on foreign exchanges. The SEC cannot revive its failed argument, man. Ripple is going for the body slam here. They smell the blood. They're going for the blood. They're going for the grand slam here. The SEC cannot revive its failed argument that Morrison does not apply to Section 5. Larson is entitled, or Christian Larson, is entitled to summary judgment on offers and sales of XRP before September 1st, 2015. The SEC's amicus briefs do not support its case. And then the conclusion. So, obviously, guys, this is a 65-page document. I would love to read this whole thing for you guys, but honestly, I do think the upcoming Jeremy Hogan video is going to be the shining light for that one, in my opinion. If we go ahead and Control F and you type in Hinman, a little bit of an interesting thing I found in the conclusion section. Second, Accredify argues that Ripple's fair notice defense should fail. And I believe this is one of the companies that filed an amicus brief in support of the SEC. But its argument only proves that the law in this area is hopelessly ambiguous. For example, it discusses at length the concept of, quote, decentralization. Arguing on the basis of the Hinman speech, that if an asset's ownership is decentralized, it should not be considered a security, and even putting forth its own four-factor test to, I don't know, bro. I keep reading these court documents. I keep seeing English words I've never seen in my life. Honestly, chat, comment section, I don't know, do what you want with that word. The path to decentralization and non-security status that only underscores why defendants and other market participants lacked fair notice. The SEC has never offered clear guidance on when a digital asset is sufficiently decentralized to no longer constitute a security, and based on its positions in this litigation, appears to have abandoned the concept of decentralization entirely. So, Hinman is mentioned one time here in this whole, reply brief, but there are some redacted portions. Oh, that is the conclusion right there. The court should grant defendant's motion and should deny the SEC's motion. Wow, they're just putting it straight out there. One sentence conclusion. The court should grant Ripple's motion and deny the SEC's motion. So, guys, in this reply brief, there are a little bit of blacked out things. There's one section I've been seeing highlighted on Twitter in the last hour. There's one section where a whole entire paragraph is blurred out, and Ripple is talking about a theory. I don't exactly know where that is. There it is. There it is right there. This is the one that Jungling was putting out on Twitter and stuff. This has been kind of blowing up a little bit on XRP Twitter in the last hour. Let's kind of try to read the previous paragraph and kind of deduce what is blacked out here. So it's strict vertical commonality claim. Instead, it merely argues that because XRP is fungible and because Ripple owns a lot of XRP, quote, the fortunes of XRP investors rise and fall with those of Ripple. The case law rejects that theory. The court disagrees with plaintiffs that defendants and investors' ownership of the same types of coins necessarily links their fortunes together for purposes of the strict vertical commonality analysis. The SEC itself knows this theory is legally irrelevant. I don't know what is there and why it is blocked from public view, but then it follows up with saying, yet it does not acknowledge that well-established point. So I don't know, maybe if they brought up with something like Ethereum or ETHgate, and after the blacked out part, it says CEX 156 at SEC lit emails. I honestly, it's kind of bothering my head what's blacked out here, because it's saying the SEC itself knows this theory is legally irrelevant. Theory? I don't know. What the F is this? All cover. So the emails were lit. Yes, thought the same thing. Let's see it all because people need to be in jail, and start with Gary and throw an SBF because he should already be there with his parents. God. So don't know what is there, guys. So I would love to hear Jeremy Hogan's thoughts. You know Jeremy Hogan's going to have a bombshell video tomorrow. We're going to watch that one. Because, of course, you know, myself not being a lawyer, I can't really dissect this as well as other people can. But I do imagine there in this whole 65 pages, there are some probably more juicy bits and pieces that I am not currently seeing right now. One of them, I think, being this blacked out section, and I'm really curious as to why this is blacked out. All right, so that is the breaking news for today. One more thing to show you guys here. This is something I truly cannot believe. As you guys know, Sam Bankman-Fried, when he was at like the congressional hearings and Maxine Waters kind of did the, you know, blowing a kiss little thing with her hands towards Sam, and now Maxine Waters and the FSC Dems, U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, Urban Housing, and U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. The amount of protection Sam Bankman-Fried is getting from politicians, from mainstream media, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, Maxine Waters and the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services have a joint tweet where they say, "Hey, Sam Bankman-Fried, we appreciate that you've been candid in your discussions about what happened at FTX. Your willingness to talk to the public will help the company's customers, investors, and others." Yeah, you know what doesn't help the customers, investors, and others? Yeah, gambling away their fucking money and blowing it all. To that end, we would welcome your participation in our hearing on the 13th. Why are they being so nice to him? I remember seeing this gesture of hospitality to, you know, Bernie Madoff or the Theranos chick. Jeremy Hogan chimes in saying, "You, as the chairwoman or the committee itself, can just subpoena him to testify. No need to ask nicely on Twitter. It's House Rule XI. What is that in Roman numerals? I don't know. Clause 2M, but I'm sure you already knew that. So very weird." And yeah, Moon Lambo right here coming in with the video clip I was just talking about where she was caught kind of blowing a kiss towards Sam Bankman-Fried, almost like he's donating a shit ton of money. I mean, he was like the second leading. That's the crazy thing about Sam Bankman-Fried is he was the second largest Democrat political donor in 2022. It's crazy, man. And now they're coming out here and they're just being so nice to him on Twitter, saying like, "Oh, your willingness to talk to the public will help the company's customers, investors, and others." Nah, bro. You gambled away customers, investors, and others' money. You blew it all with your own hands. Why are they being so nice to him? Guys, over the next month, clearly, more and more stuff about this SBF FTX is going to come out, and it's going to be ugly. Final thing for today, guys, XRP on the daily chart. We are forecasting in the next week, XRP should be going back to those half dollar XRP ranges. You know, XRP is getting a trend of 4 higher lows in a row. Should very, very clearly, in my opinion, be a very easy path straight to half dollar XRP. Fill in these gaps right here, get back to the local resistance levels. I think XRP is easily going to get an explosion in the next few days, next week here, reclaiming the half dollar XRP level. And once we get back up there, it's basically like FTX never happened. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in the video today. We would appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next one.